Hi boys and girls, welcome back. I'm sorry I haven't been on in a while. I got a little sick. I'm okay. My test came back negative, so it was just a nasty little virus I had. But I'm back, and I'm gonna talk about something we've probably been seeing in the news. I'm gonna read about it. It's diversity, and the book I'm going to read is Teach Your Dragon About Diversity by Steve Herman. And remember to always be kind. So teach your dragon about diversity. Hello, my name is Drew, and I'll just wait till you hear this. I have a dragon for a pet, and you don't want to miss the chance to hear a story of my dragon, Diggery-Doo, and the lesson that he learned that we want to share with you. Cute little dragon. Now, you think this is fiction or nonfiction because there's a dragon in it. That's right, it's fiction, not real. Diggery needed training when he came to live with me because he was kind of naughty, as dragons tend to be. Then when Diggery-Doo was trained, he decided he should go to school like all the other kids and learn stuff he should know. When Diggery-Doo arrived at school, the children were excited. They welcomed him as their new friend, and Diggery-Doo was delighted. Do you notice some rhyming in here too? He flapped his wings and swished his tail, and all the children said, "Wow, look at our new classmate with all of his scales of red." But when Diggery-Doo got home from school, he was very sad. "I'm not like the other kids, and that makes me feel bad. I'm the only one with wings and covered all in scales. And in case you didn't notice, no other kids have tails." "Diggery-Doo," I told him, "yes, you're different, this is true, but don't be disappointed that there's no one else like you. Besides, just take a look around. I think you will agree. You're not alone in being different. Have a look and see." For instance, did you notice that some kids at school are tall, while other kids are not so big, and some are rather small? And though you are the only one with scales of ruby red, folks come in all other colors too. And that's when Diggery said, "I think I get it. Oh, now I think I get it." And he turned his frown around. "My new friends Tony and Tyrone are different shades of brown. But Laura's skin is like a peach with cheeks all rosy pink. Put us all together, we're like crayons in a box, I think." Amber's hair is long and blonde, while Anne's is shiny black. Carla's curly hair of brown tumbles down her back. Some have hair of pumpkin orange like Patty, Sue, and Paul. I have no hair at all. Diggery-Doo rubbed his head and said, "I have no hair at all." This little text box there. And we all like something different when it comes to stuff to munch. Ping eats rice with chopsticks. Juan has tortillas in his lunch. Charles and Fred like chicken, especially when it's fried. Diggery said, "I like a sandwich with ham and cheese inside." And when it comes to our beliefs, those are different too. Abdul says his daily prayers, as many faiths must do. Tevya goes to synagogue, Maria goes to mass. On Sunday morning, Billy Ray goes to Bible class. Some kids play with baby dolls, others play with blocks. Theo throws his toys out and plays inside the box. Some kids wear their blue jeans. Katie wears a dress. Dalton likes to dig in mud. His clothes are just a mess. Some kids use their mouth to sing. Others use it to whine. Diggery-Doo declared, "I can start a fire with mine." We kept on naming difference. It was kind of like a game to figure out the many ways the folks are not the same. Diggory-Doo and I discussed that fat, thin, short, or tall, whatever size and shape you are, it matters not at all. And we should never fret about the color of our skin just as long as we have something to hold our insides in. My skin is red. Ah, red is awesome, and you are wonderful. Our hair is just an ornament that sits atop our head, and we can eat the foods we like as long as we get fed. And when it comes to our beliefs and different points of view, we agree to be respectful. It's the proper thing to do. It's not the toys you play with or the clothing that you wear that determine who you are. We shouldn't even care about what's on the outside, for it's what's inside the heart that makes each individual a precious work of art. Diversity is what it's called, whichever we embrace, that everyone's a special part that makes the human race. Diggory learned his lesson well. His heart is filled with glee. I have lots of friends, he says, due to diversity. And here's the end. I like the boy's face with the dog's like, whoa. And diversity means differences. We all have differences. None of us are alike, or it would be really boring. But differences make us all special and all the same. I have a little experiment I'd like to do with you. It's gonna take maybe a few days. We'll do it over time to show different things that make something wonderful. I'll see you in a bit. And remember, be kind. I love you, I miss you. Okay, hi boys and girls. You ready to make some bread? I always talk about making bread, and now I'm gonna show you how to make it. I like to make sourdough because it's one of my favorite kinds of breads. Doesn't mean the other breads are better or worse. Sometimes I like wheat bread, sometimes I like oat bread, sometimes I like honey bread, all different kinds of bread. But I do like making sourdough. It's always been one of my favorites. Now, I'm gonna use some diverse ingredients. First, I need, it's called a sourdough starter. It's something I keep in the refrigerator, and I have to feed it a little bit so it grows. See how it's kind of bubbly in here? That means it's getting ready to rise. It is rising in here. The fermentation is taking place, and that's what you want. So I'm gonna put it in my bowl. And I've had this sitting out for about 8 hours today. It's kind of gooey. And then, according to the recipe I have, I'm gonna add 1 3/4 cups of lukewarm water. I have my kettle here where I heated up some water. So here's 1 cup. And pour it in. Oops, hold on just a sec. Okay, I had to add some cool water to it, so now it's kind of warm. I'm gonna add that to my starter and mix it up. And I'll be right back to show you what it is. Okay, I have my starter and water all mixed. It kind of looks milky now. Now I'm gonna add the flour. I've already measured out 4 1/2 cups of flour. I'll pour it in. Woo. And then 3 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Salt gives it flavor. Flour stability gives it form, and water gives it moisture, and the starter makes it rise. So I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna form it into some loaves. Now, this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna do this all before I form it into loaves. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, boys and girls, the dough's already done mixing. I'm just finishing up the last bit of the kneading. That's when you pull it and stretch it and knead it, and you can see how stringy and gooey it is. It's good. Now I'm gonna shape it in the shape of the loaf like I like it. I kind of like an oval. I've already done another one, and I'm gonna put it on a cookie sheet with a slip mat so it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna let it sit overnight. It's gonna rise, it's gonna get bigger, and then tomorrow we will cook it. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Okay, boys and girls, it's the next morning and the bread has had a chance to rise. Let's take a look at it. I need 2 loaves. You have to cover it up. Whoa, did it get bigger? Yes, it did. Exciting. Here's the second loaf. Wow. Now, before you put it in, you have to take a sharp knife and cut it to allow that to rise and the air to escape. So I'm going to try to design it, and I'm not going to show you until after the bread is baked. Kind of, hopefully turns out the way I want. Okay, well, I'll show you before, but hopefully it'll really show up once the bread is baked. Okay, first one is, you got it, a heart. And the second loaf, let's see if you can figure out what I'm going to do. Now, in these times, we all need a little love. That's the heart. And this one's gonna start with a circle. And go around. You have to be careful not to push it down too hard when you cut it. Peace sign, because we all need some peace too. Okay, I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Before I pop it, I'm going to spray it with a little water. When you spray it, it allows the molecules to open up and allows the bread to rise more and get some of that nice pockets of air in it that's good in sourdough. So spray this one, spray this one. I already have my oven preheated and I'm gonna put it in. I'll come back when it's ready. Okay, boys and girls, the bread is ready. Just came out of the oven. I'm gonna be holding it with a towel because it's very hot. What do you think? Here's our first loaf with a heart. Can you see the steam coming off of it? Not really, there's still some steam coming out of it. And then ours with the peace sign, it rose a little too much and hit one of the racks in the oven, but you can still see it. There. Now, you might ask, what does bread have to do with diversity? I'm gonna put it on a towel so it doesn't steam up and absorb the heat and get soggy. So, you know what? Each of the ingredients I put into this loaf of bread, hot, were different. And they each had something to do to make the loaf. And they made a beautiful loaf of bread. They're each important individually, but together they make something beautiful, just like you do, boys and girls. As a class, as a society, the different things that bring us together make us beautiful. I miss you. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.